The first time really seeing a tattoo, I think was one of my favorite basketball players was Allen Iverson. He was like one of the first professional athletes to have multiple tattoos on his body, his chest, his arms, his neck, everything. So I think that was one of the first times where a tattoo really looked kind of cool, seeing it on Allen Iverson. He got drafted in 1996, so around that time is when I first knew kind of what tattoos were, and to see it on a basketball player, which I always wanted to be a basketball player since I was young, so that was big time. My first tattoo, I was 16 years old, and actually my grandpa had passed away, my dad's father, and that was like my first idea of getting a tattoo. I knew my dad wouldn't let me get a tattoo, but I knew if it was something that was very close and special to his heart, he couldn't really get too mad. And my mom actually took me to go get the tattoo, so he was mad at her more than he was mad at me. But I didn't tell him about it until a week or two later. I had basketball practice, and we went shirts and skins, and I was on the skins team, and he had seen it. He was definitely a little mad, but he got over it quickly because it was his father. He had passed away in 2006, so I was a junior in high school, and he was very close to in my life. He was like a second father to me, so that was something special for me. Once I got the first tattoo, it was an addiction. I slowly kept getting more. My next one was my Mighty Mouse tattoo, which one of my favorite players, Damon Stoudemire, has a Mighty Mouse tattoo, and when I was younger, my coaches and my teammates would call me Mighty Mouse, so that was something that was actually special to me as well. So those were my first two tattoos, and then from there on, it was like slowly getting small ones and filling up my arms, and then it got to a point where once I left my house at 18 and went to college, it was like I was on my own, and I was able to have my own money and get my own tattoos where my parents couldn't really say too much more. My dad started to get tattoos a few years ago, so I feel like he's copying me, but my mom always has something to say. She doesn't like them at all, but I mean, I'm a grown man now, so they can't do too much about it. My first probably 10 to 12 tattoos were by the same guy, and that was back home in Tacoma, Washington. And then once I left home and got into college and got to the NBA and found new artists, I started getting them done by a guy in Atlanta named Randy. He goes by Tattoo by Randy. So he's really gifted with being one of the best tattoo guys in the country. So when I need something really good, I definitely go to him. I got a line. I was actually playing for the Boston Celtics, and I had an idea of getting something on my stomach, and that was like one of the few places I was scared to get things done on, but it was empty. So I thought of an idea, and he said he could do it, and we went down to Atlanta to play the Atlanta Hawks, and the night before that game, we spent about, I think, like 7 to 8 hours on it. So I was up to like 4 or 5 in the morning, and it's crazy because I actually hit a game-winning basket on the Atlanta Hawks in that game when I was hurting, and I felt like everybody in that game knew I got a tattoo. Even though they didn't, it felt like they did just because everybody was hitting it. The sweat was making it hurt. It was stinging and everything, and to happen to have one of my best games, to be that game was definitely a story I'm always gonna remember. My worst tattoo is on my shoulder, my right shoulder. It was a tattoo that I ended up getting redone on my back that's way better, but it was of the state of Washington. That's where I'm from. It was a 253 in the middle of it, and it said, "Tacktown, born and raised." I'm from Tacoma, Washington. And the tattoo guy that did it, he messed up so bad that I had to get it covered. And he actually, I was young, and I let him cover it, and he actually didn't cover it that well either. So that's my tattoo I wish I could remove from my body, but I got so many now that nobody kind of pays attention to it. But when I first got it, when I didn't have a lot of tattoos, it was like, it stood out, and it was kind of like, dang, that was just a bad idea. So that was one that I wish I could remove. Make sure it's what you want, and make sure it's by somebody that's very good and not just experimenting, because it's something you can't take off, and it could definitely ruin your body. Starting with my shoulder, my grandfather, I got my initials, I fear no evil. On the inside of my biceps, I got tattoo his home team. That's like some of my closest friends back in Tacoma and Seattle, Washington, that we all got the same tattoo. I got my mom's names, my dad's name, my wife's initials. I actually got all the things around it, and then I got the clouds last. So they were all like their separate little things, and then the clouds came before. My sister's names, my mom's and dad's initials. This one is, like I said, the Mighty Mouse. I don't like showing that one. That was the messed up one. But this is Mighty Mouse, one of my favorite basketball players and somebody that I patterned my game after. I got I guess the original Only God Can Judge Me. Everybody has that. I was young. And then I got something to do with my city of Tacoma, Washington, the Union Station, the area code, the neighborhood, the street pole, the neighborhood I was born and raised in, and then my youngest son's name, Jaden, with also my favorite restaurant, the Fish House Cafe, and then with some raindrops, because you know Seattle and Tacoma, it rains a lot out there. So on my ring finger, I got the day I was married to my beautiful wife, August 20th, 2016. So that's a very special tattoo as well. And then when I don't have my ring on, I could have something that means something special. I mean, I got my lion on my stomach, and then I got a Bible verse that was special to my mom and special to me as well. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. I was actually the last pick in the NBA draft. So that was something that my mom said to me when I got picked in the NBA draft, and I felt like that was something special to me. I got Bible scripture on my left chest. And then you go to my back, I got a picture of my younger sister who passed away in 2017. I got on the top of my back, Hate Me or Love Me. That was something that I felt like was special to me. I got that back in college. On my sides, I got some things with my closest friends, RNDRT and BFAM, which is BFAM, Brothers from Another Mother, with my teammates that were my roommates in college. So that was always, they'll always be close to me. There's actually two people, I don't know them, but on social media, this past year when I played for the Lakers, somebody got a tattoo of me in the Laker uniform with a purple headband. And then somebody a few years ago when I played on the Boston Celtics, got my face tattooed on I think their calf with a green headband. So I appreciate the love, but you guys are really crazy for that. And the Laker one was really crazy because I only played for them for half a year, and they got that for the rest of their life. But I mean, the picture kind of it looked definitely like myself, so I appreciate the love. From the last tattoo I got before my sister, I didn't get tatted in about, I think, 2 years. So I mean, I didn't really know the feeling again, so getting that feeling put on my body again was very hurtful. So, and the tattoo I got of my sister, it took 2 days, so it took, I think, 13 or 14 hours. So it was like painful, it took a long time, and I don't see myself getting another tattoo. That pain is just, the older I get, the more painful it is. So I think I'm done, but you never know.